with like GTA, what's it called? Video. So, this story time semi-happens recently. This is a new school year. I'm in 9th grade. A little known fact about me is I have a very short temper and I cannot handle stress. So, shall we get on with the story, Humorous?
Okay. So
I'll tell it. The next one you can tell. But, so, to start off, this all started because of my teacher, who is a major jerk. Most of my friends admit it, and so a lot of people do. So, what I'm going to tell you now is that, so, essentially what happened is that we had a test. I didn't want to he gave us a chance of retaking it. I didn't do it. Yeah. He got mad. He was like, so you're not going to retake it. So I could call your mom and say, oh yeah, he had every chance in the world to retake it. So you know what I did? Humorous?
He decided that, I don't know.
I went to my mom and told her. Anyway, wait. I first asked her, hey, did you get any calls? And she said no. I was like, okay. So somebody's lying. So somebody's lying now. And I was like, and I told her. So then I went back and was like, second thing that happened. We were reading over a packet because we get units in a packet. I read over mine 3 times, and it was like, I was glancing around because that's a habit I personally have, and I can't really help that. So if I'm like reading something and then I stop and glance and look over a bit, I'm sorry, but that's something I cannot really control. And it was like, so why are you looking around if you haven't read the packet? Because your packet's not open. Yeah, my packet wasn't open. And I was like, I did read it. I read it 3 times. And I was like, tell me something out of it. And I said, book. I saw a book out of it, and I then said, there was some titles called paragraph 1, paragraph 3, and I was like, and I was trying to explain, and then I was like trying to explain to him why I was looking around. I was like, and he just kept stopping me and saying, okay, I don't want excuses. So, you won't let me, okay, whatever. Next thing that happened, which was today actually, in fact, he wrote on the board, picture this, he wrote on the board, what are your goals and how has COVID affected you or your family? I did both. My goals were to finish playing Red Dead Redemption 2, which by the way I almost am, to have fun playing with my dog, and to walk my dog. You wanna know what he said? Humorous?
Yeah.
He basically said, 2 of those are not even goals, 2 of those are chores, and 1 of those is just a dumb video game. What?
I mean, shouldn't you be happy for him if one of those is a chore? Because isn't that a good thing if you enjoy doing chores?
I guess not, because like, yeah, just because one student wanted to become a law attorney doesn't mean I want to do YouTube. And I was like, oh yeah, how are you gonna pay for bills and stuff if you just do that and be lazy? I will work at McDonald's, get money from McDonald's and YouTube, then I will work my way up to get a better job and do better with YouTube because I'll be making more money from a better job. And then like
walking dogs, that can also be another job.
And yeah, walking a dog, that pays well too. And it was like, oh yeah, what happens if you end up on the street? I'm not gonna tell the full thing because it's so long. It took like a whole period. But like, I was like, oh well then, I end up on the street. Can't help that. Life happens. Things will happen. You can't control it. And it was like, oh yeah, how are you gonna take care of your dog? I'm not. I'm going to either give her to my sister and her husband, give her to my friends who can really take care of Belle, or give her to a shelter so she doesn't have to live with me and not be able to eat. And I was like, oh yeah, what are you gonna do? Because you can't pay for vet bills. Oh well, Belle gets sick. And they basically called me heartless.
If you're already realistic, if you know how, like, if you're realistic.
And I basically said, well, okay, like, look at this I basically said, okay, look at this. What can you do? A dog will get sick. Because my dog is 2. It's only a matter of time before she gets sick. I can't control that. I can't really control that. That's something that happens. oh well. Well, I can't control if she gets sick or not. And then I was basically saying like, oh yeah, what happens if you die of disease? And I was like, okay. I'm like, I'm ready to go. I'm like, think about this realistically. You will die someday. You don't know when you're gonna die, but you will die someday. You can't control whether you live or die. That's something that can't be controlled.
Well, technically everybody lives like that.
Yeah, you'll live and then you'll die. You can't control whether you die or not.
Fetuses that die, man.
Exactly, you could die as early as you want. Oh my gosh, humorous. Yes, as you want. But basically, like, and he's trying to start something. That's the worst part. He always tries to start something. Like, so tomorrow, my mom I asked my mom, what happens if he tries to start something? She said, don't say anything. Just keep your mouth shut. I was like, and if he gets mad at you not wanting to talk because you don't have a right to talk, you tell him to call me. Basically, what I'm gonna do. I swear, like, you can't agree with me that a goal's a goal. I was the only one thinking realistically is that because they were calling me insane because I was ready to go. Because, oh yeah, I'm not whimpering or crying over the fact that I'm gonna die. So what? I'm fine with death. I've grasped the concept of you're not gonna always live. Nothing you can do. So what? But yeah, I'm insane because of that. Yeah, makes sense. So what do you think about this, Humorous?
So, I think there's stuff to both sides. I mean, since you're at a lower grade and you're more realistic than most of them calling you insane for not being that affected by the dog and pet, I guess I can understand that. But the rest of it, you're pretty much right on.
Thank you. Oh crap. But basically, yeah. So I might be getting transferred out of that class. I don't know. I may stay just because I have an A in that class, but but you know what I'm gonna basically say? Yeah? I'm gonna be like, okay, you know what? I don't care about your class. I really don't. I do not care about your class. I'm gonna listen, do my work, get good grades, and that's it. It's like, oh yeah, you could have put like, oh, get better grades down. Bruh, I have D's, A's, and B's. I'm fine with those grades. I have 2 F's, but I have to get those up, and I'm fine. Like, I already have good enough grades. Like, I don't get why I would put that down when I already have good grades. And I'm like, and they looked at me weird because I think that D's are good grades. Like, bruh, D's are pretty good grades. But yeah, so apparently I'm insane for that. That's fun. So,
the thing about you being realistic reminds me is when in art classes one time where we had to like, it was a very long time ago, and I decided to be realistic with the drawing and like make it realistic colors and stuff because it was like a forest. And I got a low grade for that because you need to use creativity. But this motherfucker drew a blue tree and got an A+.
How does that work?
Exactly.
I'm like, if it was super realistic, honestly, you should have gotten the A+ for it.
Exactly.
I'm like, I agree with the thing of art creativity. I'm like, it's art, for God's sake. But like,
and I added creativity.
Creativity stems from how you make your thing. Like, look at a lot of realistic paintings. Those are great.
I do a little anime boy in the background.
Yeah, I mean, like, in my honest opinion, school nowadays is just becoming worse.
Yes. So basically, what we're saying is leave school right now. I'm joking.
Don't leave school. Don't listen to him. But like, the school system is just getting worse and worse. It started off good with schools like back in the 90s and stuff, and then just now, ugh.
And by the way, school might not teach you anything, but once you do good in school, you can actually get a college degree and get into college. So that's
I
all the
may
reason
do college. I don't know.
I'm only gonna because like cause
I'm
there's,
only
like,
gonna
art
do it just to get a
colleges
good job.
and stuff.
But like, bruh.
Or I might go for law school. That's cool.
But like, a lot of teachers get mad because because ever since I was like a little kid, I've always wanted to do YouTube, but like they're mad because like, oh yeah, YouTube's not a real job. You realize YouTube pays more, way better than jobs now.
You'd expect kids to understand that, like nowadays, because that's usually what the kids want to be as a YouTuber. So you'd expect them
Because
to
like doing
understand that
YouTube's fun. Genuinely, it's the most fun thing you can do.
Yeah, and the more fun you have with the job, the more you're gonna probably actually get through it. And make
Oh,
money.
you want to hear another quick story that I haven't told you yet, but I can do for this video?
Sure.
So, I have 7th period class. I was in it, and like, we were all saying this thing together, and we all had to say it, and it was like F equals apes or something, or the fluency thing. I don't remember. Or a slant. And so, at some part, I accidentally messed up, slurred my words, and said the wrong thing. And she was like, dead face looked at me and was like, stop changing my words. I was like, how is that changing your words? I stuttered.
I think your teacher's an idiot. What the fuck? Stop changing my words.
Yeah, she gets genuinely mad when you say something different but what she like had it as. Like, what the fuck? What the frick? Like, what?
It's funny how I just remembered that I've actually almost got kidnapped 2 times.
What?
Yeah, I just remembered another time where I almost got kidnapped. And this time was like a little bit after that time.
Okay. Well, right now, I know it's a short video, but it's the first video. So that's gonna conclude our story time. If you would please be nice, if you want to, you don't have to. I don't control whether you do it, but please like, subscribe, comment if you want to see more stories. If you want to see more stories. But comment if you want to see more stories. Comment if you want to see more GTA gameplay. Comment, look it through my channel. See what videos I've done. Comment if you want to see more of those, because I'm always up for doing videos. Peace.